Last time on Sniper Path of Vengeance, we were in the middle of a sewer level. This time on Sniper Path of Vengeance, we're still in the middle of a sewer level.
Stop!
Yeah, so just walk directly into my crosshairs. Just stand still, thank you.
Oh, snipe! Oh!
This is where the... Oh, fuck me. Well, that's what I get for turning my back, I guess. That's what I get for turning my back on a room I already knew was full of enemies from last episode. This game is, how do I say, really starting to wear thin. You know, at the beginning, I like to give these bad games the benefit of the doubt going in, like I know they're bad games going in, but maybe they have interesting ideas to them. Maybe like there's some heart behind them. But if this game has proven anything over the course of the past episode, it's that the people who made this game are assholes. And this game no longer deserves any respect on our part. We do know this room is full of enemies, so I'm going to try a different strategy here. We got these painkillers and some pills here, so we'll just swallow a whole bunch of those and see if that doesn't make us impervious to bullets. Close enough, anyway. I think one of those things increased my maximum health, and the other one reduces damage, so it's a good effect to have stacked on top of one another. I'm not sure what turning that wheel did, but...
I need to figure out how to open up the path.
But I get the feeling that it may have opened up a path. Yeah, okay, it's that little gated section over here. Sniper was a step ahead of himself. Solved the puzzle before he even needed to solve the puzzle, before he even knew he needed to. Scenic view outside. Looking at this water texture is great too. Everything about this is just a visual feast for the eyes, this game. We have some healing to do, so let's get drunk off our ass, I guess. Which, of course, I just realized, I just remembered that that's going to put 99 seconds on the clock, which ends up being something like 2 minutes, or like 3 minutes. Or however much, we can't tell because time like sort of scrolls off. That time extends beyond that countdown. Oh! Looks like my stealth technique didn't pan out. Not quite the way I had planned. Just as well, though. It looks like the damage indication, like, you know, like how the screen is supposed to flash when you take damage? You can sort of notice it fucking up. You saw like a sort of like floating rectangle at an angle moving with our drunkenness, our stupor vision. These costumes. I know I asked last episode if the Triad still wore, like, ceremonial, traditional tunics and robes and all that. And I didn't actually look into it. I didn't bother following up on that, researching it myself, so... I also made the mistake last episode of this weapon here, the G8. I made the mistake of calling it the G36 in a machine gun configuration. It's not. It's a completely different gun. So my apologies for that to all you weirdo gun nuts out there who take offense to that sort of thing. Literally all my knowledge of guns comes from video games. And actually, you know what? That's not entirely true. There was a phase in my life where I considered myself an up-and-coming military historian. So I know like a couple of things about some World War II era weaponry as well. And maybe like a couple of muskets. But that's the full extent of my gun knowledge. So these sewer levels, we're just gonna keep going with this, huh? And we're gonna do the whole thing drunk while we're at it, because I'm an idiot. But I mean, alcohol is the most plentiful healing item we've seen thus far. Speaking of healing items, we're gonna need a few right now. Here we are. I mean, alcohol, this all over the place in this game. In the Sniper Path of Vengeance universe, I imagine most of the people... I imagine most of the population in this universe are just hideous drunks. Drunk off their ass all the time. It's a real problem. But on the bright side, it has magical healing properties now too, so... You know, it works to our benefit, kind of. Wonder if this toxic waste here hurts. Yep, answer is yes. Answer is yes, it does. It's damage over time. Luckily, though, we step out of it and we're immediately... Well, I guess decontaminated would be the word, wouldn't it? We're immediately cleansed of whatever awful toxic properties were eating away at us before. I'm beginning to notice more and more the lack of gun sounds in certain situations. Sound effects stopping playing in the middle of firing a clip or whatever. Okay, let's just wait to sober up, and steady shots. Or as steady as you can get in this game, anyway. Oh, still one left. You know, this would be a good time to switch to the sniper rifle, probably. But I'm not going to, because I need to conserve that ammo. Because you don't get to carry too much of it, for whatever reason. Well, I bet this is going to hurt, too. But, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah, that hurt a bit. Now we gotta cross back over. I bet we drain that. I bet we drain that toxic waste and then we crawl through that hole in a bit. And, you know, just as soon as we sober up, we gotta get drunk again to restore our health. Because I also want to conserve the proper healing items. Because as long as we're not in combat, it's okay to be a little drunk, I guess. Oh, jumping puzzle out of nowhere. My instincts immediately took over. I didn't even think about doing that. I just assumed that this water here is also toxic, despite being a nice bluer shade. Yeah, it did appear to take off a little bit of health there, so... Why it's not green like the rest of the toxic water and waste in this level, why that's like a clearer shade of blue, beyond me. That's just some nice consistency on the part of our developer, I guess. And what do you know? I called this. I totally fucking called this. It's almost as if I've played a video game before. And I had to do a little bit more drinking to compensate for that toxic damage. Which will probably end up being a bad idea because we have enemies to deal with. And you know what? We're going to use this sniper rifle. With the least steady aim. Yeah, it's not going to work out too hot. Oh, wow, you can really see like where the gun model ends, where they stopped modeling it. When our arm starts swinging around. And I think we've reached the point of no return. We're going to be drunk for the rest of the game at this point. And you know what? Let's mix booze with pills. And maybe we'll just instantly die. No. No penalty for that. I have the feeling we're going to be taking some damage in the near future, though, so... Charge them. And I'm just now realizing that we only extended our health. We didn't reduce our damage. So... Oh, does this carry over into the next level? Yeah, it all carries over. All status effects carry over. So, we're just as drunk as before. That would be a neat way to game the system, though. Get rid of drunkenness through level transitions. And you see, that's the problem. I was saying that we only extended our health. We didn't reduce the damage we took. So I was walking into that. I was running up to him. And, not quite as strong as I thought I was. But hey, that's one of the symptoms of being drunk, isn't it? Overestimating yourself. Being overconfident and brash. Still sewer level, by the way. I'm going to keep mentioning this every time we transition, and we're still in the middle of the sewer. Let me guess, we're going to have to find a way around that rubble wall. Could it be that little hole there? I don't think so. Maybe an enemy will blast us with a shrink ray, and we'll be able to walk right on through that little hole. You don't see too many shrink rays in first-person shooters anymore, do you? Not since Duke Nukem Forever, which will hopefully be the last time. Oh, we're gonna die. There's nothing I can do about it. Yep. I mean, I could have stayed behind cover and used a few more healing items, but at that point I think we were so damaged, we wasted so much, that it's probably better just to start from the checkpoint and see if we can't play a little more conservatively. This drunkenness is running a little long in the tooth, let's say. I imagine it also makes this footage kind of hard to watch for you, the viewer at home, so I apologize. You know, this gives me an idea, though. Think about this as like a challenge run for a game. Play through an entire game with the drunk status effect on. Play through like an entire first-person shooter while constantly drunk. And also be drunk in real life while you do it. Because that's the only way to tolerate this shit, I imagine. Wonder what's in these boxes. Like, there's no real clear labeling on them, or if there even was, like, the textures on it are so low res, you won't be able to make anything out anyway. I mean, I see the toxic symbols on them, but... So, I mean, I'm assuming this sewer is being used for, like, transporting these goods, so they're using it, like, to transport these boxes secretly, hence why they call it the secret passage. That was a dead end, by the way, which is rather curious. Did I miss something? No, I mean, this is literally just a dead end. Which, like, architecturally doesn't make much sense in itself. If you think about it. It makes me wonder where we need to go. There's probably a hidden door somewhere around here. Or something we walked past. Nothing down there. Oh, of course, it's the grate. It's that fucking grate right there. I was too lazy to even switch to our baton there and melee it open. I'm sure that would have worked just as well. Well, that's I guess I got caught the first time trying to crawl through it, but that is the way to go. I would have been better off just shooting out with the shotgun too, honestly. Did we really need this little puzzle, though? Did we really need that dead end and the trickery and the... You know what we haven't done in a while? Played with our stats, added stat points. We still don't know what fucking strength does. I can't imagine it being like a useful stat. So, just increase health again. And since I like intervals of 5, we're just going to keep it at 145 and leave that 1 point just sort of hanging in limbo for the time being. And you know what? I'm just going to do a bit more drinking because we're so deep down the hole at this point. I might as well, right? Is it really not opening? Are you fucking kidding? Oh my god, really? I know I was just saying, like, do we really need this trickery? Did we need this extra layer, this extra step here? And they do it again. That's just mean at that point. They're just taking advantage of the fact that people aren't looking around, that people don't want to be staring at these ugly-ass wall textures looking for doors, or whatever, looking for secret passages. We're closer to freedom. Not quite there yet. Which means, I imagine this means that we're still in sewers right now. Yep! We're closer to being out of the sewers, but not quite there. And you know what? At this point, this is getting unplayable with this amount of drunkenness going on right now. This music, though, is kicking. So I'm looking forward to coming back when I'm sobered up. We'll see how long this takes. Hopefully no longer than like 5 minutes.
Snipe!
Okay, so it ended up taking more than double the length of 5 minutes. That took 12 minutes, actually. Holy shit. Well, let's save so we make sure we never have to sit through that ever again. And, let's proceed, let's continue. More locked doors. You know, I guess this is different enough from the sewer environment, from that tile set, if you will. This seems more like the inside of a warehouse or something like that, you know? I still think we're underground, though. Okay, and I'm betting that that switch right there opened up that previously locked door. That was an elaborate puzzle right there. And a totally necessary one, too. Really added to the depth of the game. Admittedly, that was a little risky of me. I probably should have just healed from behind cover. But, you know, better late than never. And you know what? We're done. We're done drinking. We're tossing it out. And of course, I walk right into it and pick it right back up. Okay, in the corner you go. Where I can't reach you. I gotta put you out of sight to get you out of mind, alcohol.
Hold it!
Fuck me. There's a lot of, like, corners now. We're having to consider corners more often, as far as enemies, as far as looking for doors is concerned. And I wonder if, like, the developers were conscious of that, if they were thinking about that. This column was making for excellent cover, but... Okay, and pulling this will open some other door, inevitably. Which would it be down here? No, there's was there another door we passed by over here? I want to say there might have been? No, this room is a dead end, too, so... I wonder if that security camera actually reflects... Okay, I can sort of see it. I can sort of kind of see it. Except that picture on the monitor was way brighter than what we're dealing with right here, so... Oh, another fucking secret door! They have to have been conscious of this shit, then. Like, this is like a complete... For real? But, you know, that plays right into my theory, too, that, like, this is now a corners game. This is now a game of checking your corners every time you round a corner. Because there's enemies on the other sides of doors. There's hidden doors. This game just got sneaky out of nowhere. The developers suddenly started playing with us. Playing with our expectations. Or maybe it's just, you know, in part in tune with the secret passageway, that you're gonna have a lot of secret passages and secret enemies. Maybe they're more clever than we're giving them credit for. No, they're not clever at all. Don't give them credit for anything. They're really bad at making games. Just because they're mixing up their approach to level design mid-game doesn't mean it's like a change for the better. In fact, it's for the worse. Oh my god, I think we're actually done. I think this is Freedom. The name of this level should be Freedom. Nope, it's City on Fire. Which, if this city is not literally on fire, if it's not up in flames, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Drop that!
But I do think we are officially done with the underground section. I think we should at least be coming up to ground level at this point. So that's a plus, that's a positive. That's a change for the better. And I'm going to just hazard a guess here to say that city in particular, Chinatown. You know, just call it a hunch. Based on this horribly stereotypical music, these horribly stereotypical enemies, you know, just pieced it together. It's my hypotheses. Educated guess. I wonder if we get to steal this car. I wonder if we can clip through this car. Yeah, of course we can. Alright. Puzzle solving, not that console. I'm just gonna assume that door is locked. Like, why wouldn't it be, right? It'd be too easy just to be able to open it up right away. See, that one's locked too. I spy a console up here. Plenty of food for us, too. Plenty of raw chicken legs. Fully cooked burger, though. So. That switch didn't work. But yeah, I had the feeling that was gonna be the switch. Otherwise they wouldn't have put that style of switch there, so... Just took 5 or 6 tries.
Stop!
I guess we're clearing the way for our car. Oh wow, they certainly appeared out of nowhere. Probably a good time to use our grenade. Oh no! I forgot the trajectory on the grenades. Not what I'm used to. Not what I'm usually used to working with. Which is to say, it's piss poor. I wonder if we took anyone out. Maybe 1 or 2. I saw some debris flying at me there. You know, I'm guessing that we aren't supposed to take the car. We're supposed to be on foot for this, so... Alright, everyone's using the shotguns here, so that's our cue to switch to the shotgun. I don't know where I'm getting shot from, so I'm just running in a random direction. Fuck me. They got us surrounded. This has nothing to do with intelligent AI, mind you. This is just better enemy placement than usual. I think I'm gonna have to switch to our handy-dandy sniper rifle for this one. There we go. They don't call us sniper for nothing, huh? Too bad we almost never get to use this goddamn thing. Oh, what do you know? The first door I picked, the first path I picked, actually ended up being the right one. I was sort of expecting to have another locked door there. Oh boy. That's certainly a generic metal riff. You know what though? I can get into this. It's lock and load. And you know what, let's go out in a blaze of glory. Running low on time anyway, so... Let's start feeling it. Yep. Alright. It's your moment to shine, baby. Come on, Sniper, let's do it. They can't fuck with us, we got our jam playing right now. This is our badass action movie moment right here, man. And it's over. Well, I think we all saw that one coming. And that's gonna do it for this episode. We'll open up next episode with the big action set piece. I know all y'all at home are getting excited for it already, but try and contain yourselves, folks. See you next time.